Kia ora everyone, just thought I'd make a quick video on the C33 Laurel that I've got advertised on Facebook for sale. Got a lot of people inquiring about the car, and I thought this is a better way to sort of give everyone a bit more of an in-depth view on what you're getting for your money. So one of the biggest questions I've been asked is it a Plus T? Yep, it did start life as a RB25DE Neo 4 drive. I've converted it to two-wheel drive by removing the four-wheel drive sump and replacing it with a winged and baffled two-wheel drive sump from, I think it's CX Racing on Trade Me. They do a really nice job for not too much money. And then I'm feeding the oil pump from a line on the outside, because if you know RBs, when you put the two-wheel drive sump on a four-wheel drive block, the pickups seem to get in the way, and it can end up quite hoary. So also, when I fixed the sump, or fitted the sump, sorry, I had the engine apart. It's got a multi-layer steel head gasket in it, and also ARP head studs, some Savage coils, and that sort of sorts the block. On the hot side, we've got a Master Power R545 on a Synco twin scroll manifold with a Turbo Smart version 5 50mm wastegate. I think these are sort of similar size to a G30 71, but it's thrust, not ball bearing. Does the job. I had this on my 3 litre. It was a bit choky on the 3 litre, but on this engine it seems to work really well. Cooling, we've got Phoenix radiator and intercooler with some Subaru fans. Anyone that's been drifting for a while knows the Subaru's a good way to flow some air compared to, you know, the plastic shitters you buy from a speed shop or Repco or something like that. The inlet manifold, Neos have funny inlet ports, so on the DE anyway. So the only option was the front facing plenum that I fabricated myself. It's running RX7 550cc injectors because they plug straight into the Neo loom. It's all completely factory Neo stage air wiring right up to the ECU, which is a G4 Atom. In the steering, we've got a high clearance caster arm by GK Tech, extended factory lower control arm with some nice gussets, I don't know if you can see that, and new bushing. And then it's got the GK Tech bolt-on adapter, corrector, knuckle thing, whatever you want to call it, which also pushes the wheel out. It rectifies some bump steer issues that you get with the car being low, and it also gives a shorter steering arm, which gives you more lock. The car's got so much lock, the front wheel's actually been rubbing on the lower control arm, so I've got some spacers to go with those, but however you'll need some longer studs to make them work. Suspension, the D2s all round. Got a couple of new shock inserts when I got these D2s. I kind of put them in because I like the old schoolness of them. They're nice and soft. 8 kilo front spring, 6 kilo rear, just a sort of standardish norm of adjustable suspension that you get in NZ. On the inside we've got a 6-point Motorsport New Zealand roll cage. It's been homologated and has a logbook. The side intrusion's been made to work with the stock door card. I've got the stock dash in there. The ECU lives up under here. They're quite a sweet ECU, those old G4 Atoms. They've got built-in map sensor, and they still got PC logging, which they ditched in the newer ones. These are the spacers over there. The seats are NZKW extra large. I'm 6 foot and relatively wide in the shoulder, and I fit in there sweet as. Everything's on the stock ignition still, so all the key works and all that shit is normal. The windows go up and down on the door cards. The central locking still works. Yeah, that's pretty much the interior. The gearbox, it's a Navara V6 petrol big box with a GDR bell housing. They're a bit shorter than the factory box, hence why I've got this. For the clutch, it's a Exceedy 5 or 6 pluck race series RB clutch. You know, I've done 4 track days on it. Pretty reliable bit of kit. The handbrake's in line. All the brakes are completely standard. I just skimmed the rotors and put some new pads all round. Yeah, as you can see, the occasion needs a good Scotch-Brite and some paint put on everywhere, but pretty sweet. Some wheels that it comes with. The rear door cards could be used. They just don't clear the roll cage at the moment, so you'd have to cut them up, but I've got those as well. The boot. Some more wheels and some cancer. So the worst bit of rust in the car is here. It's a spare wheel well. As you can see, there's a few holes in it. That probably needs tending to. There's a bit of surface rust along the boot edge here, but not the known cancerous places that they get real bad and under here. There's also some rust hiding underneath here. It's been gooed up and the windscreen's got a crack in it, so there's a bit of surface rust sort of everywhere in the car. You sort of see a bit on there. Nothing that couldn't be easily sorted. In the rear we've got hard race arms, you can see them in there, locking collars and an R200. Also got a AEM E85 safe fuel pump and a cut down factory tank. So it's the factory tank cut down, holds about 25 litres. I've modified where the pump goes so that it's got a bit of anti-surge, still fills up from the stock position. Styroing a car, so just wait for him to do that pull. Yeah. But yeah, so that's sort of the car. There's quite a nice bar that holds the front bumper on. Obviously it's got a front bumper. It's a bit low to put on the old trailer or truck with it on though, so it's not on there. But yeah, that's the car. Hopefully that clears up a few questions that people have had.